So hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Creatrix. Welcome to Unacademy. So in these sessions, we are going to start the communication system and you are going to study the communication system like never before. So before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Vishal Soni and I have cleared ESC examination 2 times, both times in double digit rank. And I have also served as a Group A Gazette officer in Indian Railways and in Indian Telecommunication Services. And I have also cleared a lot of public sector examinations. So right now I'm teaching on Unacademy and I really feel proud to be the part of the Unacademy team, because Unacademy is the revolution in the field of free education and in the field of affordable education, and we as a team are really looking forward for every student to just come onto the Unacademy platform. You can attend the special classes, you can come onto this YouTube channel and you can stay connected with us so that you can understand the quality education and you can understand the efforts that we are putting in, so that every student of this country, whether he stays in a village or he stays in a town, should get the access of the content, that too in a very affordable prices, and he can also or she can also clear the examination with the best possible ranks. So right now I'm teaching on Unacademy with more than 15 million watch minutes in the overall duration and 2 million watch minutes in the last 30 days. So I am right now the top educator in Unacademy across all the branches, having rank 4 right now. And you can also follow me on Unacademy on this particular link. So you can go and follow me on Unacademy. Apart from that, my advice to every student is that how should you crack the examination and what are the components to cracking the examination. So the first question that comes to the mind, that can anyone prepare from the YouTube? Yes, you can prepare from the YouTube, but you should develop or cultivate some habits in yourself. For example, you should be very much disciplined. You should arrange the extra resources. For example, the PDFs you have to arrange, the test series you have to arrange by yourself, and most importantly, that self-discipline you should be containing in yourself, so that you can be very corrective manner and you can approach the examination in the best possible manner. So all these things you have to arrange yourself. The sense of competitiveness you have to cultivate in yourself, because the audience on the YouTube are not that much of competitive in nature, or maybe you cannot feel the competition which is present right now. So all these things are the part of the journey if you want to prepare through the YouTube, or maybe if you want to prepare through the free resources. Apart from that, if you want that you should get complete content, then this is the YouTube channel. On this YouTube channel itself, all the free content are available. You just have to go to the playlist. All the subjects are completed there. You just have to go and watch all the lectures one by one. Definitely will be getting benefited. But the extra things that I have told you, that the self-discipline and the sense of competitiveness and a lot of things you have to arrange by yourself. If you are comfortable in that, then you can do that. Apart from that, you should also have Unacademy learning app, so that the special classes you can attend. A lot of educators in this country are actually providing the special classes, that too absolutely free of cost, so that you can get the quality content in the best possible manner. Apart from that, there is also another component for you, which is Unacademy Plus. So on Unacademy Plus, what is your job? You just have to study. If you join this Unacademy Plus, you do not have to worry about the crash courses, weekly test, doubt solving sessions, the language barrier, rank improvement batches, live classes. So all these things will be taken care by the Unacademy. You just have to take the Unacademy Plus subscription and you have to come on to the Unacademy. You will be daily getting the live classes. You will be getting the crash courses. When you will be getting the crash courses? When the syllabus are completed. You will be getting the weekly test in the form of quizzes. Every fourth class is the doubt solving session, which is the major you can say the component or the major impact will be creating on your studies will be this doubt solving group. Because until and unless your doubts are not being cleared, until and unless you are not able to clear your doubts, you will never get the confidence in the subject. So once you come on to this Unacademy Plus, every fourth class is doubt solving session. Apart from that, various other doubt solving sessions are going on. So ultimately you will be getting your doubts cleared and you will gain confidence in the subject. The language barrier will not be an issue, because the batches will be running both Hindi and in English, and rank improvement batches will also be there. So all these things are the component of this Plus subscription. Once you come on to this Unacademy Plus, you do not have to be worried about your self-discipline, your competitiveness nature. Everything will be present on Unacademy, because a lot of other students will be there. Since the classes will be live, you can also watch it recorded later on. So the discipline automatically comes, because you get the idea that you will be having the daily live classes. Apart from that, there is also one iconic subscription. In this iconic subscription, the game changer is this personal coach. So this subscription is for them who thinks that their basics are weak, or those who are talented but they needs a continuous push. So this personal coach will be guiding you throughout your study. He will be giving you the study planners. You will be getting the study booster sessions. Once you will get the test, you will be getting the analytics. Analytics plays a major role in improving yourself. We as a teacher also get our analytics so that we can improve on the daily basis. So once you start getting the analytics, you will be also improving massively on the daily basis. Apart from that, there will also be the guidance for the mains once you clear the prelims, and there will also be the guidance for the interview once you clear the mains. So once you take the Iconic subscription, all the benefits of the Plus are included by default in this. And if you take the Plus subscription, then also these things will be included in that, though, so that will also create impact in your preparation, so that you just have to study. Rest of the things will be taken care by Unacademy. So now let us start the class and let us understand what we have to study in this particular topic. Hello friends, welcome to this lecture of communication system. So in the last lecture you studied about the masked filter based receivers. In this class we are going to study the transmission of digital pulses through k identical independent AWGN channels. Now first of all, let me give you a brief reminder of what is independent and identical means. So if we have independent and identical random variables x and y. So what does it mean? What is the meaning of independent? What is the meaning of identical? So first of all, the identical means the statistical parameters of x and y are identical. The random variables may not be identical, but their statistical parameters are identical. So their statistical parameters are identical. And independent means x and y random variables are statistically independent. It means the expectation of xy can be written as expectation of x into expectation of y, or if I make a random variable z which is x plus y, so the variance of sigma z square will be sigma x square plus sigma y square. So this is the meaning of independent and identical. So let us try to understand the transmission. So suppose this is s of t, this can be 1 or 0. Now it is transmitted through k identical AWGN channels. So this is first AWGN channel, this is second AWGN channel, and similarly there are k different AWGN channels. So we have to write the output. Suppose the output of this AWGN channel is ST plus WNT, its output is ST plus W2T, and its output will be ST plus WKT. Because from each channel this signal is passing, so that is why the signal will same and the noise parameter WNT, WT and WKT will be different. Since these channels are identical and independent, so the statistical parameter of WNT, W2T or WT3 or WKT will be same. Now what we will do, we will add all these values and we will transmit it to the receiver. So we know that the first block of the receiver will be a filter. So the first block will be filter. After that we will have a sampler, then the decision device which will compare this y with lambda, and for y greater than lambda it decides in the favor of 1, and for y less than lambda it decides in the favor of 0. Now let us try to analyze all these values. So from here you can say that this S of t will be
S1t in the duration 0 to TB whenever 1 is transmitted, and S2t in the duration 0 to TB when 0 is transmitted. Now, what will be the output of the summer? So, the output of summer will be equal to, each ST will be added, so it will become K times S1t plus W1t, W2t, WKT in the duration 0 to TB when 1 is transmitted. And similarly, it will become K times S2t, W1t, W2t in the duration 0 to TB when 0 is transmitted. So this is the output of the summer. From here you can notice that since all these random processes are representing a white noise, so it will represent zero mean Gaussian random process as well as white sense stationary random process, because white noise is a uh, zero mean Gaussian random process as well as WSSRP. So the combination, you can also say that it will be a Gaussian random process and it will also be a WSSRP. Now let us try to write the output of LTI filter. So what will be the output? So the output of the LTI filter will be equal to K times A1t plus N1t, N2t up to NKT when 1 is transmitted. So the output of the filter is written without duration because the duration will depend upon the filter's duration also. So N1t, N2t up to NKT when 0 is transmitted. So we know that when a zero mean WSSRP is transmitted through linear time invariant filter, so it also remains a zero mean WSSRP and Gaussian random process. Similarly, this is also a zero mean WSSRP and Gaussian random process. Now what will be the output of sampler? So the output of the sampler will become Y. This I can write it as YT because output of the sampler we generally denote it with Y. So it becomes K times A1 plus N1 plus N2 up to Nk and Ka2 plus N1 plus N2 up to Nk. This is when 1 is transmitted. This is when 0 is transmitted. So from here you can say that this particular quantity will become zero mean Gaussian random variable. So this will also be a zero mean Gaussian random variable. So let me write this Y as Ka1 plus N, Ka2 plus N when 1 is transmitted, when 0 is transmitted, and here N is the summation of N1 plus N2 up to Nk, or it represents zero mean Gaussian random variable. So finally, at the input of decision device, the random variable Y is Ka1 plus N, Ka2 plus N, and this is when 1 is transmitted, this is when 0 is transmitted. So this is 0 mean Gaussian random variable. This is also 0 mean Gaussian random variable. So this y also becomes a Gaussian random variable. So we know that if y, which is the input random variable at the decision device, is Gaussian random variable, and if I consider probability of 0 transmission and probability of 1 transmission to be half, then the minimum probability of error can be written as Q of mu1 minus mu2 upon 2 times sigma y. So we have to calculate mu1, mu2 and 2 times sigma y. So we know that y is equal to Ka1 plus n, Ka2 plus n when 1 is transmitted, when 0 is transmitted, and here n is 0 mean Gaussian random variable. So we will calculate expectation of y. It will become expectation of Ka1 plus n into expectation of Ka2 plus n. This is when 1 is transmitted, this is when 0 is transmitted. So this can be written as expectation of y equal to expectation of Ka1 plus expectation of n. This can become expectation of Ka2 plus expectation of n. This is when 1 is transmitted, this is when 0 is transmitted. We know that this particular quantity becomes 0, and this particular quantity will also become 0 because it is 0 mean Gaussian random variable, and expectation of a constant, this is also constant, becomes a constant. So expectation of y becomes Ka1 when 1 is transmitted, Ka2 when 0 is transmitted. We know that whenever 1 is transmitted, the mean is represented as mu1. So the value of mu1 can be written as k times a1. Similarly, the value of mu2 can be written as k times a2. So we are able to calculate mu1 and mu2. Let us try to calculate sigma y. So y is again written as Ka1 plus n when 1 is transmitted, Ka2 plus n when 0 is transmitted. So we know that this particular expression is constant. So the sigma y square will become sigma n square. This will also become sigma n square when 1 is transmitted, when 0 is transmitted. Now we know that n is equal to n1 plus n2 up to nk. So all these n1 comma n2 comma nk are independent because all AWGN channels are independent. So W1T comma W2T up to WKT will also be independent, and the output of the filter, which is N1T, N2T up to NKT, will also be independent, and random variables N1, N2 up to NK are also independent. So that is why this will be independent. We know that when k random variables are independent, then their variances can be simply added. So this will become sigma nk square. Now from here also we know that if the channels are independent as well as identical, so identical means their statistical parameter or these variances should always be same. So this sigma n square will become, all these values should be same, so I am denoting this as, let sigma n1 square is equal to sigma n square. So this will be sigma n square, this will also be sigma n square, this will be sigma n square. So sigma n square can be written as k times sigma n square, or sigma n can be written as under root 2k sigma n, where sigma n is representing the variance of any of the random variable, whether n1, n2 or nk. So the probability of error minimum, which was q of mu1 minus mu2 upon 2 sigma y, so it can be written as q of mu1 was k times of a1, mu2 was k times of a2, and sigma of y was 2 under root k sigma n. So the minimum probability of error can be written as q of under root k a1 minus a2 upon 2 sigma n. And what is this sigma n? Sigma n represents the variance of noise random variable, whether n1, n2 or nk, at the input of decision device. So you can take variance of any one of these noise random variables. So this is the minimum probability of error that we are looking for. So in the previous lecture we studied that if we have the minimum probability of error, which is q of this mu1 minus mu2 upon 2 sigma y, which eventually converted as a1 minus a2 upon 2 sigma times n, and if it is passed through a matched filter, then this probability of error minimum reduces further and it becomes q of under root of ed by 2 n naught. So in this case also you can write, here we had probability of error minimum, which was again mu1 minus mu2 upon 2 sigma y, and it is converted into under root of k a1 minus a2 upon 2 sigma n, and if this particular quantity is passed through matched filter, so this minimum probability of error can be written as q of under root of ked by 2 n naught. So this is very important observation and you should always remember this. Now the next topic is a geometrical representation of a signal waveform. So in this topic we will study how a signal can be represented on a geometrical axis as a point, which means if I have to represent a signal on the geometrical axis, so I'll be able to represent that signal as a point. So suppose we have to represent, or the representation of any set of m energy signals, representation of any set of m energy signals. These are the m energy signals where I can vary from 1 to up till capital M as linear combination of n orthonormal basis functions where capital N is less than equal to M. Now let S1t comma S2t up to SMT are real valued energy signals, then we can write SIT equal to summation of j equal to 1 to n Sij into phi j t, and here I varies from 1 to capital M. Now you also can calculate this particular factor. So Sij can be calculated as minus infinite to infinite Sit phi jt dt. So this I can be calculated as 1 to up to m, and j can be calculated as 1 to up to n. Now here the real valued basis functions are phi 1t, phi 2t up to phi n t are orthonormal basis functions. Which means the inner product of any two different basis functions will be 0 and the inner product of two similar basis functions will be 1. So we can write it something like this: minus infinite to infinite phi jt into phi it dt. So if these two are different, so it will be 0 for I not equal to j, and it will be always equal to 1 for I equal to j. So orthonormal basis functions means we have to choose some basis functions. Based upon that, we can write our signal s of t or the combinations of s of t, and the combination of basis functions should be such that their inner product of same basis functions should be 1 and inner product of different basis functions should be 0. So basically it means if I choose orthonormal basis function, this phi 1t, so if I write as phi 1t into phi 1t dt, so it should always be equal to 1, which means minus infinite to infinite phi 1 square t dt, or I can write it as energy of phi 1t will be unity. So sometimes the individual orthonormal basis functions, the individual orthonormal basis functions are also called as unit energy signal or unit energy function. They are also called as unit energy signal or unit energy function. So we can say it means energy of the orthonormal basis function, energy of the orthonormal basis function in signal duration must be unity. So all these things we must take care. So the bottom line is that if we have a number of energy signals, then we have to choose the number of orthonormal basis functions which can be the less than or equal to the number of energy signals, so that each energy signal can be represented as the linear combination of those orthonormal basis functions. So let us try to obtain the geometrical representation of NRZ coding. So for example, if we are representing S of t as A between 0 to TB and minus A between 0 to TB, which means we have two pulses. Now first pulse is S1t, so it is your S1t pulse, and another pulse is S2t, so this is your S2t pulse 0 to TB minus. Now we have to represent these two pulses geometrically. So the point of concern is geometrical representation of these two signals S1t and S2t. So basically we will need a function by using which we can write both this S1t as well as S2t. So till now this S1t is A between 0 to TB and your S2t is minus A between 0 to TB. So this is the S1t and S2t. Now let us try to understand that the number of basis functions should be less than or equal to the number of signals, and the orthonormal basis function individually should have unit energy. So what I will choose, first of all I will take this orthonormal basis function. So the orthonormal basis function can be chosen like this. This is the orthonormal basis function, and I am assuming its peak value as P. We know that the energy of the orthonormal basis functions are always unity, so you can calculate the value of P. So it will become P square into TB equal to 1, or the value of P comes out to be 1 by root TB. So the orthonormal basis function for this NRZ coding comes out to be 0 to TB, and this is 1 by root TB. Now we have to write our S1t and S2t in terms of this phi t. So we have chosen only one orthonormal basis function to represent these two signals, because these two signals are only differentiated in the amplitude, or only differentiated in the phase. You can say that there is a plus and there is minus. So we can use the same orthonormal basis function to represent those two signals. So what will be the value of S1t? So you can say that your S1t is a pulse between 0 to TB having value as A, and this is your phi t, which is having the same duration but amplitude is 1 by root TB, so that the energy can be unity. So you have to write S1t in terms of phi t. So how can you write it? Very clearly you can see that this S1t was A between 0 to TB. So if I have to write in terms of phi t, so what I can do, I can take this value as A root TB into phi t between 0 to TB, because if I draw this A root TB into phi t, so after multiplication with root TB, this root TB gets cancelled out, and we will again get the peak value as A. So S1t is represented in the form of this orthonormal basis function, and this amplitude is coming out to be, or this factor is coming out to be, A root TB. Similarly, if I have this S2t pulse which has duration between 0 to TB, and this is the pulse S2t, so this this S2t becomes, sorry, this is not S2t. Suppose we have pulse S2t. So this is the pulse S2t between 0 to TB. So S2t becomes minus A between 0 to TB. So in the form of phi t, you can also write it as minus A root TB phi t in the duration 0 to TB, because if you will multiply it with minus A root TB, this root TB will get cancelled out and we will get only minus A value. So if you multiply it with minus A root TB into phi t, so this value becomes 0 to TB minus A. So you can see it very clearly from here. So finally what happened, that we had S1t which was equal to A between 0 to TB, and we had S2t which was equal to minus A between 0 to TB. The same function can be written as S1t which is equal to A root TB into phi t, and S2t equal to minus A root TB into phi t for the same duration. And these are the pulses of S1t as well as S2t. So this is your S1t versus t, and this is your S2t versus t. So this value becomes A 0 to TB, this value becomes minus A 0 to TB. You can also calculate their energies. The energy of this S1 pulse become A square TB, and the energy of this S2t pulse becomes A square TB. Also, if you have to calculate the energy of their differences, which means the difference energy that we calculated from minus infinity to infinity, S1t minus S2t whole square dt. So this will become the signal S1t minus S2t equal to Pt. So we have to basically calculate minus infinite to infinite p square to dt. So if you will subtract these two signals, it will become 0 to TB, and the subtraction will become 2a. So you can very clearly see that the energy of this particular pulse comes out to be 2a whole square into TB, or 4a square TB. So we calculated individual energies, and we also calculated the energy of the difference signal. Now you already said that this S1t was A root TB into phi t, and this S2t was minus A root TB into phi t. So let me draw an axis of phi t. So this is the axis of phi t. Now this is a waveform or a signal. This is also a waveform or a signal. So we are interested in representing this waveform as geometrical representation, or representing the complete waveform as a point. So suppose this is the axis of the phi t and this is the origin. So if I travel a distance of A root TB on this particular axis, so I have traveled this particular distance. Now this point on this axis will surely represent the S1t, because it has covered A root TB of this phi t unit, and A root TB of this phi t unit is nothing but this S1t signal. Similarly, you can represent another signal by traveling a distance of minus A root TB from the origin on this axis. So when you traveled this distance minus a root tb, so it is representing the signal. So the purpose of this geometrical representation is that we have to represent this complete signal as a point on this particular axis. Now let us try to understand what here we did. It was a waveform. This particular waveform or S1t was represented as a point. Similarly, this S2t was a waveform. It was also represented as a point on this axis. Whenever you are able to represent your waveform as a point on the axis, and those axes are represented by orthonormal basis functions, so such representations are also sometimes known as constellation diagrams. So these representations sometimes are known as constellation diagrams. So geometrical representation of set of energy signals by assuming orthonormal basis functions as geometrical axes are known as constellation diagram. This is known as constellation diagram. Now let us try to see some properties of this constellation diagram. So this was your S1t signal or point. Now if you calculate the distance from origin to this particular point, so this distance coming out to be a root tb, and if you square this particular distance, then it becomes a square tb, or you simply get the energy of the signal S1 that you have already calculated, and this was the energy of the signal, which is a square tb. Similarly, if you calculate the distance from the origin to the another point, which is representing the signal S2t, so this d2 becomes, this distance becomes a root tb, and if you calculate d2 square, it again representing the energy of the signal S2t. Now let us calculate the distance between these two signals. So this distance I am representing as d12. So if you will calculate d12, this distance is coming out to be 2a root abtb, and if you will calculate it, you will get 4a square tb. So it is basically representing the difference energy between these two signals. So there are some properties of the constellation diagram. So the properties of any general constellation diagram is the square of distance to any point from origin represents the energy of the signal represented by that point. So if you have to calculate energy of any signal, then you must calculate the distance and then square it in order to calculate its energy. Similarly, the square of distance between two points on constellation diagram represents difference energy between signals represented by those points So these two are very important observations which you should always remember. Now we have also calculated the formula of minimum probability of error, and it comes out to be q of under root ed by 2n naught. Now you are saying that the difference energy between 2 points is representing the distance square between them, so you can also write it as d12 square upon 2n naught. Remember, this particular formula is valid only when there are only 2 points in concentration diagram. So this formula is valid only there are 2 points in concentration diagram, or basically we are interested in probability of bit error, not in the probability of symbol error. So this formula is valid only when we are interested in probability of bit error. Also, you know that if d12 increases or the distance between 2 points increases, then q as a function of d12 will decrease. So q as a function of this under root d12 square upon 2n naught decreases, and the probability of error decreases. So if 2 points on the concentration diagram are far apart or the distance between them are increasing, then obviously it will lead to a lesser probability of bit error. So we have two formulas for probability of error. So if minimum probability of error is being asked, then we have developed two formulas. So one was ed by 2n naught, and this ed was nothing but the difference energy of signals. So s1t minus s2t square dt. Same probability of error can also be calculated by concentration diagram. If you are able to draw the concentration diagram, then you can calculate this probability of error, and this d12 square will represent ed, or square of the distance between 2 points on concentration diagram. Now you should note here that when concentration diagram has more than 2 points, then above formula for probability of bit error is not valid. But if concentration has more than 2 points, then the distance between adjacent points will give relative idea of probability. So it will not give exact value of probability, but it will give the relative idea of probability, whether probability will be greater or less. So it will give relative idea of probability. Let us try to calculate the orthonormal basis function of a sinusoidal energy pulse. So suppose we have a sinusoidal energy pulse which is some say AC cos omega ct and in the duration 0 to TB. So it is a sinusoidal pulse, but it is limited in the time or time limited pulse. So this will be the pulse. This is TB, this point is T. This is AC, this is minus AC. Now we have to calculate its orthonormal basis function. So obviously the orthonormal basis function will have same duration, but it will have unit energy. So first of all, let us calculate the energy of this signal. So the energy of this signal will become 0 to TB s square t dt. So it will become 0 to TB AC square cos square omega ct dt, or it can be written as AC square by 2 0 to TB dt plus 0 to TB cos 2 0 to TB AC square by 2 cos 2 omega ct dt. So this integration is very simple. It becomes AC square by 2 TB. This integration becomes AC square by 2 sine 2 omega ct upon 2 omega c between 0 to TB. So the energy of this signal becomes AC square TB by 2 plus sine 2 omega ct upon 2 omega c between 0 to TB. So let me put these two values. It becomes AC square TB by 2 plus AC square by 2. It will become sine 2 omega c TB upon 2 omega c. Now this can also be written as AC square TB by 2 plus AC square by 4 omega c sine 4 pi FC TB. Now if I consider this FC into TB to be some k, where k is some integer, or you can basically say TB equal to k by FC. So if this particular quantity becomes integer multiple of pi, so it will become 0, and the energy can be written as AC square by 2. But this energy is valid only when this TB is integer multiple of FC, or we can say that in 1 bit duration there must be integer number of cycles of signal ST. It means in 1 TB duration it has integer number of 1 by FC cycle, or you can say that it must have integer number of cycles of the signal S of t, because if you will see this particular function, so the time period of this particular function is coming out to be 2 pi by omega c or 1 by FC. So the duration of each particular pulse, which is starting from here and ending here, this duration is 1 by FC. So it is saying that in particular TB duration it must have integer number of cycles, or in 1 bit duration it must have integer number of time periods. So basically if I am choosing this duration as TB, so it must have integer number of cycles. Say for example this is first cycle, and then it will consider another cycle. So in this manner it has to be. So this is first cycle from here to here, and this is another cycle. This duration is 1 by fc, or one time period. This duration is also 1 by fc. So this TB duration must contain k by fc. This k may be 2, 3, 1, any integer number. So if this particular quantity satisfies, then we can say that we will have unity energy. Now we know that the orthonormal basis function will have same shape and same duration. So the duration will also be same between 0 to TB, and shape will be also same, but it will have unit energy. Now if we consider that this Fc into TB is equal to K, then the energy of this phi will become P square by 2 into TB, and since it is orthonormal basis function, so energy must be 1. So from here you can calculate the value of P, which is root 2 by TB, or phi t can be written as root 2 by TB cos omega Ct between 0 to TB. So now we know that the signal S of t is equal to AC cos omega Ct between 0 to TB, and this phi t signal is equal to root 2 by TB cos omega Ct between 0 to TB. And here we are considering that Fc into TB will always be equal to K, or it will always be equal to integer. So this S of t signal can be written as A root TB by 2 into phi t. So this can also be written in terms of the orthonormal basis function. So suppose we have this pulse AC cos omega Ct in the duration 0 to TB. So the energy of S will be AC square by 2 TB, and obviously when Fc into TB is integer, so this energy can be calculated. Now you can write same signal S of t as AC root TB by 2 into phi t. So I have to represent this particular waveform or signal as a point. So this is axis of phi t. Let me consider this as origin. So you can represent your signal at a distance of AC root TB by 2. So this is the distance, and the coordinate of this point is AC root TB by 2 comma 0, and obviously this will be representing this S of t waveform. So now if I calculate the distance of this point from the origin, so the distance comes out to be A root TB by 2, and if I calculate the square of the distance, so it becomes AC square, this is AC square TB by 2, or it is the energy of the pulse ST. So this is always true that if you will calculate the distance of the point from the origin and square it, then you are able to calculate the energy of that particular signal or point. So if we have a pulse a single pulse like this, which is 0 to TB A, so the phi t will become 0 to TB 1 by root TB. Now if we have a pulse which is A cos omega Ct between 0 to TB, if we have S of t like this, then phi of t becomes root 2 by TB cos omega Ct between 0 to TB. Similarly, if you have AC sin omega Ct 0 to TB, a single pulse, then it will have a single orthonormal basis function which is root 2 by TB sine omega ct between 0 to TP. So if you have single pulses, then it will always have a single orthonormal basis function. And if you have more than 2 pulses, then you have to judge how many number of orthonormal basis functions will be needed to completely represent the set of energy signals. So that is it from this lecture. In the next class, we will try to see the equivalence of matched filter and correlator receiver. So thank you.
So hopefully we have understood every concept in this class. If you have any doubt in any concept, you can let me know in the comment section. I'll try to resolve that thing. Apart from that, you can also follow me on various social media platforms. For example, you can join this Telegram group where you will be getting important notification, important updates. This is Telegram group where you can also comment, you can ask your queries, or maybe you can also suggest me for the improvement. Apart from that, this is my Unacademy profile. On this Unacademy profile, you should also follow me so that you can get the important updates of the Unacademy also, right? And this is the Notion page. You just have to type this tiny.cc/VishalGate. So you will be redirected to a page where all the special classes are arranged very systematically. तो मैंने बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स पे स्पेशल क्लास ले रखी है. फॉर एग्जांपल नाइक्विस्ट, फूरियर सीरीज, latches and flip flop, double integrations, okay, lot of things are there. So you will be getting all these concepts absolutely free of cost. You just have to type this in your URL. You will be redirected to that page and attend these lectures one by one. You will be getting a next level confidence in these topics that I can guarantee you. Now this is the Notion page of your YouTube, on which you will be getting the links of the YouTube. Apart from that, you will be also getting the PDFs of that particular lecture. So this is very important for you, and just you have to type http://bit.ly/GateLive. So GateLive, you just have to type it in the capital so that you can access all the lectures link and PDF arranged systematically. So if you want to attend or you want to clear the examination with the free resource, then this is the channel for you. This is the best recorded videos which has been ever made. You just have to go to that lecture, just click the link and download the PDF and start studying systematically. So we have also done this for you so that any student, whether he is sitting any part of this country, should not face the difficulty in cracking the examination, whether he can afford or he cannot. Now if you can afford, then the subscription prices are not something which you cannot pay. It is very nominal amount which you can pay, and you can just avoid all the distractions, all the time wastage which we will be doing in downloading those PDFs, arranging them, arranging for the test series, and a lot of other things that you have to arrange, doubt solvings you have to arrange by yourself. If you want to avoid all those distractions in a very nominal amount, so you can go for the Unacademy Plus subscription. For 12-month subscription, you have to pay only 74 rupees per day. Apart from that, for 18-month subscription, which is the best possible subscription, you have to pay 63 rupees per day. It is even lesser than the pizzas that you order on your home. So it is that much of amount that can shape your career, that can give you the best possible rank in the examinations under the guidance of the best teachers of the country, which has been right now placed on the Unacademy. Now 24-month subscription will cost you 54 rupees per day. So these subscription amounts will give you the subscription for the desired period. Apart from that, if you are using this code, you just have to remember this code, write my name, write GATE after it. You can also write ESC after it. So you have to write my name and write ESC after it. So any one of these code, once you apply, you will be immediately getting the 10% discount. You will be getting all the features of the Unacademy. You will be getting the guidance of all the teachers present on Unacademy, and everything you will be getting that is needed to crack the examination once you are using this code. So if you think we are working hard, we are giving our best content, we are giving the free content absolutely for you guys, and everything that is needed for every student to crack the examination. So never forget to use this code whenever you are taking the subscription. So this code is very important and you have to use every time you are taking the subscription. Now those who are interested for the prices, total price amount, so let me tell you, total price is 27,225 for 12 months, 34,650 for 18, and for 24 months it is 39,600. You can also pay this by using zero cost EMI. Zero cost EMI can be paid by credit card and debit card. In debit cards, there are only Bajaj and HDFC as of now available. Okay, so the zero cost EMI means you do not have to pay anything extra. Any interest is not, you should not pay, and you have to pay this much of amount on the daily basis if you are looking for the zero cost EMI option. Apart from that, if you are coming for Iconic subscription, so Iconic mein, I have already told you that your personal coach will be the game changer. He will be succeed. He will be basically following you to give you the guidance so that you can get the success in a very short span of time. So he will be following you, he will be pushing you every time. Now once you use this coupon code, this will be costing you around 45,225, and if you are using this coupon code, write my name, date after it, you will be getting the 24-month subscription of Iconic in 66,600 rupees. Fine. Apart from that, every one of you should follow this GATE aspirant group, and there also some important notification always comes. Now what are the YouTube channels that you should immediately subscribe? This Creatrix, this is the channel on which you are present. This is Unacademy GATE questions, where previous year questions has been solved by the educators, so you'll be getting all the previous year questions video solution apart from the PDF also. This is the Electrical Junction channel, where you will be getting the important concepts of EC and electrical, and this is Engineering Pathshala, where you will be getting some practical aspect of the videos, some animated videos that will enhance your ability to think. So these are the channels which you should immediately subscribe so that you can get a better content. Fine. Now these are my some YouTube videos which I have created for you. In all of these videos will give you some motivation, guidance, content, and some strategy. So these are hand-picked videos. You can immediately follow these videos. Okay. So thank you so much. And those who are coming on this channel, immediately share all the content which is present on this channel. We are working very hard for you guys. So this is your responsibility that you should share this channel. You should subscribe this channel. Also share the link of this channel, link of the videos, link of the educator whom you follow, so that every student who is needy, they can come onto this channel and they can get the best possible rank. So all the best everyone. Let's crack it.